clearing is a supposed kind of pseudoscience where psychologists or psychiatrists will try to clear a traumatic memory that you once had, or a traumatic encounter that you once had where you could have been the victim or whatever happened. But I encourage you, don't clear it. Do not do this garbage technique because you can't anyway. And if you did so, you're essentially playing some version of The Princess and the Pea. You're just pushing it underneath another mattress and another mattress and another mattress, but it is still there. You don't get to become less scared. We've already talked about this, but you don't get to become less scared. However, you do get to grow your courage. You do get to become more courageous. And the thing to think about here is that the reason I'm saying this is because since that thing happened, whatever that traumatic thing happened since that happened, you're a different person now. You've grown wisdom, you've grown knowledge, you've grown courage, you've grown power, you've grown logic that you've gained. And you're not the same person that you were when that happened. A lot of people talk about like what happened when they were 6, 12, 15, 25, and now they're 45 years old. You are not the same person anymore. So now you can go back and you can confront that scenario with what you do now know. You don't have to keep on reliving that thing as if it's happening today, because it's not. It happened a long time ago. It's no longer happening. So now we can sit back and we can confront it with what we know, with the logic, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the power that we have as the person that we've grown to become. Now the thing is, you might not have become that person had that thing not happened. There's almost always something good that comes out of the bad scenario. So even if you were just playing the victim at the time, or you were the real victim, you're not a victim in this moment. In this moment, you are not a victim. You have the power in this moment to stand up and confront that scenario and go back to the memories that you have, because you're holding those memories as if you're still the same person back then. So you can, in your mind, confront that fear, confront whatever this is, and you can nurture the you that used to be, because the you that used to be is the memory that you're holding in your mind. So you're holding this memory in your mind. That's the you that you used to be versus the you that you are now. So let's say the 6-year-old. How would you nurture a 6-year-old or whatever age you were when this happened? How would you nurture you? How would you nurture this this scenario now? If this happened to somebody else, it was your same age, everything, that when this happened, how would you treat this person? How would you nurture this person? Would you give them a hug? Would you say that you're there for them? Would you let them cry on your shoulder? Would you sit there with them? Would you talk it out? What would you do? You can go back to the you that you used to be, that is the memory in your head, and you can nurture them in that moment, and therefore you're confronting the scary thing. You're confronting the metaphorical beast, and then you're also nurturing the you that you used to be, so that you can not forget that memory, but that you can grow the courage to actually confront that memory. Does that make sense? Because you confronted that memory, and because you nurtured the you that you used to be, now you have grown the courage that deals with this scenario. Now it is no longer a piece of your traumatic life. You are not repeating the same scenario like you are bound to do, because trauma follows you. You have something really traumatic that happened in the past, you are going to find people in your life today that are going to prove that you are using to prove yourself not worthy of whatever it is that you are going for. It's a vicious cycle that we play on ourselves, and it's us victimizing ourselves. We are the perpetrator of our own victimization in so doing. And believe me, I've done this, but you do not want to get rid. I completely understand the desire to get rid of and clear that really terrible, awful moment, but don't. You want to keep that. I'm not saying that you want to indulge on the victimization of the scenario if you were a victim, which most of us weren't, but let's say that you were. You don't want to indulge on that victimization. You want to confront the perpetrator of the scenario, and you want to nurture the you that you used to be, so that you can grow the courage to be not be done with this, but so that you can grow from this transformative thing. And now, because you did that, this is a very tough thing to talk about, but because you did that, you get to be right here, right now that much more. You get to be in this present moment for everything it can be. You have power over everything you do. You can feel the power roll through you as soon as you've done this. It's not in that very second. You're going to have to do this again and again and again. But don't clear this out. Don't try to forget about this thing that happened. Confront this metaphorical beast, because now it's no longer the perpetrator doing anything to you. Now it's you doing this to you, and you've got to confront that, and you have to have the courage to do this. And you know as well as I do that if you grow this courage, you are better at all the things that make you great. Right? And you're a great example for everybody else around you also. Don't be the victim of your own perpetration, because you are no longer the victim of this scenario. Now it's you and you, and you've got to nurture you through it.